It's a big one this weekend, Saturday 1:45 p.m. kickoff, semi-final first leg against Worcester Warriors. When the final whistle went last weekend up at Rotherham, did you expect to be playing Worcester when the results came through?
No, if I'm honest, no. We'd done some preparation for Bristol, seeing the team Bristol has sent up to Worcester wasn't their strongest, and probably expected Worcester to prevail. But yeah, whilst on the pitch it came through, obviously Rotherham were particularly interested in the result as well. And you know, speaking with Lee Blackett, he'd been preparing for Worcester for all the previous weeks. So I think probably all four teams didn't quite get what they expected, and it's probably put everyone on an even keel that they've only had a week of preparation leading into this game. But you know, at this stage, everyone's pretty familiar with everyone else. We played Worcester not more than a month ago over in Six Ways. So you know, we're familiar opposition, but you know, the bonus of this weekend is that we're back at home. You know, back at home where, barring Worcester and Bristol, we've been unbeaten here this season in the league and shown some tremendous form. And the last couple of road trips to Yorkshire haven't borne any fruit for us, unfortunately. But ultimately, it's of no consequence to this weekend. You know, we always knew we were in the playoffs after Nottingham, and we knew we were in third place. And I think the players secretly have had more than half an eye on this weekend for a number of weeks now.
Given Worcester's really strong home record this season, I think when they lost to Bristol, that's their first defeat there at Six Ways this season. How important is it to try and get the win at the Athletic Ground this weekend? Well,
crucial. You know, over two legs. I don't think too far ahead, if I'm honest, Andy. Think about this game and giving an absolute all, and whatever the result at the end of the game, will then prepare for the next leg. But it's about being at home. It's about trying to win the game absolutely, and making it as hard as possible. Worcester are a very good team. We're going to be underdogs for the game. There's no doubt about that. But I think we thrive on the underdog tag we spoke about before, about you know, backs up against the wall, that sort of thing. We got big crowd at home, hopefully some Edinburgh fans knocking around as well from down the road at Twickenham from the night before, and hopefully make it as uncomfortable as possible for Worcester, which we absolutely did the last time we played them here. You know, just talking to the lads now, 75 minutes into the game, score was 22-17, 5-point game, and they managed to score 2 tries later on in that game, but we were right within it. You know, if we can be in the same sort of position this weekend and then manage to, you know, nick a score at the end and get a victory, then all the better. But the reality is Worcester are a very, very good team, but they're a beatable team. You know, Bristol showed that last week. Jersey showed that a few weeks ago, that they are human and can be toppled. It's going to take a monumental effort from the lads. They know that. But it's possible. Anything in sport's possible, and it's an exciting time for the club.
What do you expect from Worcester as a side? I mean, in the Christmas fixture, I think their forwards were particularly impressive. The game back in March, I mean, their backs were in superb form. Chris Penn, obviously, at 15. So what can we expect this weekend?
Well, unfortunately, the last time we played them was off the back of their loss in Jersey, and now we get them off the back of another loss to Bristol. Look, they're an incredibly well-drilled team. Clearly have a very good coaching staff, which I'm very familiar with. Dean Ryan, Carl Hogg, Sam Vesti. You know, played under and with alongside, so they've got some great personnel in their team. You know, some real X factor up front. They've got some international quality, and you know, the additions of the likes of Cooper Vuna on the wing, who had his first game against us down at Six Ways a month ago, and in all honesty tore us up. You know, what a great running threat he is. So Ryan Lamb at 10, who's very experienced Premiership campaigner. And the likes of Jonathan Thomas, Augustine Creevy, throwing in, look, the names, you can throw them out, but they're human, and they got beat last week, and they'll be fretting from that. I'm absolutely have no doubt about that. Knowing Dean Ryan, you know, and they've now got what is 4 games to get themselves in the Premiership, as we have. You know, we're fighting tooth and nail, but they're a decent team. But they'll have probably been shook a little bit last week by losing that game, and you know, if we can shake them this week, perhaps they'll be vulnerable.
How's training been?
It's been good. You know, the boys have got some tired bodies, but like I say, half an eye on this fixture, even after the disappointing loss to Rotherham. Came in on Monday, and the office was abuzz with players watching videos of that Bristol Worcester game, and guys really know that this is a special week, and the next fortnight is special for the club. We've worked an awful long time, almost 11 months in the making to get to this point, and I'm sure the guys don't want to let it pass without giving it their best shot. And it's been a good week. The sun's been out. There's been a buzz in the camp, which has been great after, so they mentioned those two disappointing losses in Yorkshire, but it's all about what's coming up this weekend, and that's Worcester, and I'm convinced the lads are well up for the battle.
I've counted 4 changes to the starting 15. Let's talk first on the forwards. A couple of changes in the back row. First, Neil Best comes back in, 18 caps for Ireland. His experience is going to be crucial against his former club.
Well, that's it. That's for those 2 reasons: experience, big game temperament, which he has in abundance, and he's retiring at the end of the season. He wants to go out on a bang. So, great to have him back in there, and alongside Gregor Gillanders at 6, just gives us a bit more options at line-out time, a bit more size, and we've got to match Worcester physically. They've got a very physical pack, so we try and pick a physical pack to match and try and better them there. You've
answered my question there. So Gregor comes in for his physicality and the options at the line-out. Yeah. That's the thinking there.
Yeah, absolutely. Pick a decent size pack. We've got some great impact on the bench with Chrissy Walker and James Chisholm. James did a great job for us last week, but again, so really excited if when things get tough. Worcester score a lot of points and have scored a lot of points against us late on in games, so our bench is going to be crucial this week. So we've got some some strength in depth there too.
Miles Montella comes back into the starting 15. I'm sure that was a pretty easy decision. Less so maybe Kieran Moffat moving into centre ahead of Matt Hawke. That must have been a tough call.
Yeah, tough call. PJ Gidlow, since coming back from injury, has been brilliant. Played 2 games, played really well, giving us a physical edge in both attack and defence, and so he had to start, and it was who was to pair up alongside him. And I think Kieran probably just showed more touches of attacking ability in the last few games, and gets the nod. It's tough on Matty Hawke, but there's still more rugby to be played after this weekend, so tough on him. Lee Miller on the bench gives us again a bit more versatility, to covers almost every position in the back line for us, so important to have him there. But I like the look of the team. Like you say, Miles coming back in, Matt Williams is in great form, Danny Newton is getting back to some form, Jamie Stevenson's playing as well as any scrum half in the league, so we're well set. We've got the top try scorer in there, Mark Bright. We've got some power of our own, and it's up to those guys to put themselves upon Worcester on Saturday.
You've played in big games, you've got Premiership experience, you played in World Cups with England, a World Cup final. As a coach, how excited are you going to this weekend?
Overly excited. Didn't sleep too well last night with the thought of it. If I could stick my boots on again, these are the sort of games you want to play in. You work all season to get to these positions, to be in meaningful games in knockout rugby, and that's where we're at. So really exciting as a coach, and as a newish coach to experience this is great. Experience with the guys as well that we've been through for 12 months. Some good ups and some downs as well along the way, but ultimately we arrived at the destination we wanted to, which is playing in a semi-final. So it's all good.